Hey everybody, welcome to Frannie's Hair. Today is class 2 about color, and this is going to be a great class. You're going to want to stay tuned. Today we're going to talk about colors that work for you. So I have with me Chanel and Sabrina from John Renault. You guys want to say hello?
Yes, thank you so much for having us back for episode 2.
We are so excited to be here to talk all things color again.
Yeah, my pleasure. And people loved the first episode. If you haven't seen it, by the way, go check it out because it talks about all of the basics.
Yeah, and I think if you are tuning in to this episode, please make sure you check out our first episode. Like Frannie said, we talked about the basics, and honestly, you need that before we even go. This is just like the fun part that we go into, and you can't really have the fun part if you don't have the foundational, which is in the previous episode. So if you haven't checked it out, please go check it out. A lot of great comments, Frannie, that we saw of everyone
Yes.
loving it and learning, and so that's what it's all about. So we're really excited to get started on this next episode.
And color is so important in finding a wig that you feel good in. So,
Absolutely. So let's kind of go into that a little bit. So when we're talking about cool tones, we're talking about an ash, a violet, a blue, and like some green undertones. And when we're talking about warmer tones, we're talking about golden, yellow, orange, and red undertones. So you'll find these in all of the different colors that we have. And so it is important to identify those. And part of doing that is, like we said in the last episode, knowing those different undertones. And this can really help to shape where you go in purchasing a wig and what direction you go in. If you lean towards favoring one over the other, then this can kind of help you to understand what those undertones are and if they're a cool or a warm tone, because we're going to be talking about that a lot throughout our episode today. Another thing is a couple of just color examples on a John Renault side. So if you're thinking of cool tones and that's really what you favor towards, or that's what you prefer, that's going to be our Palm Springs Blonde and our Catalina Blonde. So I think Frannie has a Palm Springs Blonde, and we'll bring out our Catalina Blonde a little bit later. But that is going to be more of that cool tone that it picks up.
this is Palm Springs Blonde in Ignite, and this is Catalina Blonde in Heidi. So,
Love. So if you see those, it is a cooler tone. It's not really picking up a ton of warmer tones. It's going to be a neutral, and so it looks great with those types of colors.
I just also want to point out too, when you talk about warm versus cool as well, you'll notice that the warmer colors tend to be a little bit more reflective. So what I mean by that is it tends to bounce light off a little bit more when they are warmer colors, whereas
Yes.
cooler colors tend to absorb a little bit more light. So that is something to kind of keep in mind as well when you are picking a color. Those cooler colors can seem a little bit darker in tone at times because it's absorbing light versus the more golden honey tones, they are more a little reflective. So your Laguna Blondes, colors like that, they're going to be a little bit more reflective.
Exactly. All important things. We're
Yeah.
learning color theory too. And then for our warmer tones, so those are our cooler tones. And then for our warmer tones that Chanel was just talking about, that's going to be like our shaded peach. And she just mentioned Laguna Blonde. So I think Frannie has those two wigs or one of them that we can show just so you can see the difference. And she wore it on our last episode, Shaded Peach.
Julienne Light and Shaded Peach. And I also brought Caramel Ribbon because I thought that was a nice color too.
Yeah, and look at her front part where it's pulling in that warmth in the front,
Mm-hmm.
which I love. Some days I'm a warm girl, some days I'm a cool girl, it just depends. But I love that you brought out those two. So again, just the warmer tones that you're looking for. So when you're looking for those, again, ash, violet, blue, green for the cool, and golden, yellow, orange, red undertones for the warmth. And we'll talk a little bit more in detail about the differences later as well.
Yeah, and I just want to say one thing. I chose two dark wigs for the warm, but there are warm colors. I'll bring one
Yeah, that are blonde too.
in blondes as well. So Shaded Mocha would be a warmer.
Exactly. So it doesn't just exist in our darker colors, it also exists in the blondes.
Yeah, and you'll notice even too, Franny, with you with your piece that you're wearing in the 10 RH 16, that's gonna be a cooler tone brunette, right? Versus if you hold
Exactly.
up the other color that you just had, you
Yeah.
can kind of see the difference.
Definitely. And this, everybody, is Zara Light. Yeah.
Exactly. I love it. And notice that she's also wearing a cool toned outfit. So she's got the neutral khaki with the brown, which is really complimentary. I love it with white
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
especially the dark colors. I know for me, I like wearing that because it offsets the color
Mhm.
and kind of gives like even your skin will pop when you have this type of combination with the white, the neutral, the
Yeah.
the browns that are cooler. And so it looks amazing.
We do
And
that on
thank
set at John Renault too. Like if we're wearing a darker piece, that we'll do like a lighter top, just so you can see the hair pop too.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we do that as well.
Okay, so let's go to the next one, which is skin tone and eye color.
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing for me when I am color matching somebody behind the chair, what I do is I actually will turn my client around in direct sunlight. So, I mean, obviously don't blind yourself in the process, but have someone look at your eye color or,
Yes.
your partner, whoever you're with, have them look at your eye color. And if you do have a lot of gold flecks in your eyes, that means that your biological hair is going to pull very warm. And what I mean by that is that it's going to go through the stages of warmth where hair color will lift from red, orange to yellow. So if you have no hair currently, if you're going through treatment, if you're kind of trying to figure out what color is going to match you the best, looking at your actual eye color will be vital in this process. If you don't have any gold flecks in your eyes and your eyes are a little bit more match in that way. They don't have a lot of dimension with the gold, but maybe they have some colors of a different color in there. That means that your hair is going to naturally pull a little bit warmer. I mean, a little bit cooler. So if you don't have any gold flecks in your eyes, that means your hair is going to pull a little bit more cool. And so gold means your hair is going to pull golden. If you have no gold flecks in your eyes, that means it's going to pull a little bit more cool. So that's going to be a great way for you to kind of determine which hair color is best for you.
And that was
very nice.
something new that I learned, which I really liked. I'm not sure what the flux in my eyes are, but maybe I can find that out later. But I think that's really great for Chanel's point, like somebody who doesn't have hair or maybe lost their hair. And as you know, sometimes when you're going through treatment, your hair can grow back in a different color. And
Yeah.
so, or different texture. And, you were born a blonde and now it's going back black. And so, this is a great way to determine what color is going to look best on you based on your eye color and like Chanel was saying, those fluxes in the eyes.
Yeah, that was something new to me too. So thank you, Chanel.
Yes,
Yeah, I love that.
I do it all the time behind the chair. Just because people always ask me what's the best color for me, and I immediately go to their eye color. So because I think that that's like the biggest tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And then going into a little bit of makeup, we talked about this last time, and I know Chanel talked about it too, and I'll let her speak to it, just the different things she does when she's wearing different style hair
Yeah,
and
so
colors.
the biggest thing I do when it comes to my makeup, I actually change my eyebrow color. So I think that that's the biggest thing for me. I'm naturally a blonde, but I color my hair this kind of coppery red color. So my eyebrow color is actually like a dirty blonde color. So I'll go in with the eyebrow color and do a little bit more auburn, enhance a little bit more of that warmth. But when I am wearing like a blonde wig, for example, I will keep the cooler blonde color that I have on my eyebrows. So I kind of just, if I'm wearing a darker color wig, I'll go in with a little bit darker. So I feel like for me, the eyebrow color is really vital. I don't tend to wear a lot of eyeshadow, but if I were to wear an eyeshadow, I tend to match the wig as well. So if I'm doing a cooler, you know, wig, then I will add a little bit more of the cool tones versus if I'm doing warm, I'll add a little bit more of the golden colors. So
And that's so helpful because also as you get older, you lose a lot of your eyebrows. I have, and I always use an eyebrow pencil. And this one I used because I knew the wig I was wearing. So I tried to stay in that.
No, and it looks great. And I think even like Chanel said, like just sometimes I can go heavy-handed on my eyebrow, and that's totally fine if I'm wearing my biological hair or a darker wig. But I have even noticed in like old videos or like things like that where I'm wearing a very blonde wig and I decided to be heavy-handed on my eyebrows. and it's not transitioning or speaking as well. So I think for anybody who's heavy-handed like me, when you are wearing a blonde, if you do have darker eyebrows, making sure that you're going very, very light starting here. And then you can darken it onto the outside, but you really want to make sure that you are being very light-handed when you're doing those types of eyebrows with blonde wigs, especially. You just don't want to go too dark. I just noticed that about myself. Super important to remember that. Or to Chanel's point, you could use a different colored eyebrow pencil. Like say you're doing a red, you can even get like a eyebrow pencil that has maybe some warmer undertones like those reds and kind of go in with your eye pencil and do that for your eyebrows as well.
Yeah, I also too, my biggest trick too is always to match the shaded root color. So
Yes.
if you're wearing a blonde, that's a shaded blonde color to match that. So if you're wearing like a S8 shaded color to try to match that tone of the S8 because that's gonna give you the most natural like hair growth appearance on your makeup as well. And then also with bronzer. So you can kind of play with the different color bronzers and blushes. I tend to go a little bit cooler toned on my blush and my bronzer just because I'm so warm on my hair. So I don't want to pull out too much warmth. So I kind of cancel it a little bit with that as well. So the bronzer sometimes helps, especially if I'm wearing a super dark color because of my skin tone being a little bit lighter. I want to, enhance some of that warmth as well. So it just kind of depends on the color that you're wearing as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, so just making sure we're complimenting it. And this is supposed to be fun. So when you're doing this, have fun with it, experiment, see what works, see what doesn't work. Like I definitely don't get it right all the time on, my first try or what I'm doing every single time I do my makeup, but it's just a way just like to express yourself with hair. This is another way to do that.
And do we want to show some eyeshadows?
Yeah, can we show a
Yeah.
little bit of eyeshadow? So we have some warm palettes and some cool palettes. So can you show that to us, Franny?
Sure. So actually, this is a palette I use all the time. It's by Tarte. Um, but when I'm going cooler, I'm going to go in those violet colors and all of that. When I go warmer, I go more up here where it's golden and peachy. And a lot of palettes you get, here's another palette, you'll get so many different colors. It's so much fun to play with, like you said. You can see.
More feet. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great palette too. And I can see the ones that you use more often than the other ones. So that's how my palettes end up as well. I have like none in the color that I love the most and then everything in the other ones. But I think that's a good point that you make, when you're wearing those cooler colors, kind of sticking in that cool family and the warmer colors sticking in that warm family. And another point I want to make is sometimes you can mix and match too. Like we're giving you kind of that uniform idea. We're giving you our best advice, but also mix and match and see what works best for you as well. But this is a really good foundational kind of quote unquote rules to live by if you're
Yeah.
just starting out with wigs. Should we get into jewelry and wardrobe and you can roll out your rack?
Yes, I'll roll it out. And I just want to say, I tried to go neutral in this outfit because you asked me to. So speaking about jewelry and makeup, my earrings, I have a mixture of silver and gold, and same with my bracelets. So I kind of try to mix them up. And same, the lips, I used some gold, a little bit of pink. I mix a ton of colors together. So, I like to play with that. All right, here comes the rack.
All right, let's roll out your rack. That's so cute. And she even has her hair on the other side of it.
This is how I keep the swatches. I was going to keep that off, but you guys all got to see.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about clothing. So typically, like we were mentioning earlier, we typically go a little bit lighter on the clothing when you are wearing something that's darker. So
Yes.
you're wearing a cooler tone right now and enhancing it with the neutrals so that color pops. And especially because it's a longer style like Zara Light, you want to be able to make sure that hair doesn't disappear. And so that's a big thing as well. So if you want to pull out your warmer colors, we can pull those out and just show.
Switch, just to show you.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, so you'll want to wear your warmer colors, and then you can also accessorize with like warmer accessories here. So you can see how there's like some warmth. You could do cute little barrettes. We have these as well. I also like love like pearls. I feel like pearls are in right now, so I always use something like this as well. So just to
Oh, yeah. That's
I
nice.
love like just adding like little pearls and barrettes. I actually have a barrette, a gold one in my hair because my hair is red. So I enhance the gold. So I always wear gold, a lot of gold with me just because I do have a warmer hair color.
This would be a warmer top in color.
So would you mind, Franny, putting on maybe the Laguna Blonde?
Oh, not, do I have Laguna Blonde? I have shaded mocha.
Oh, shaded mocha. Would you
Okay.
put on, yeah, whichever one you have that's a little bit warmer. Because
Okay.
again, as Franny's wearing this, like it's not that it, doesn't look great, but we're just looking to enhance color with what we're wearing. And so I feel that once she puts this on, you'll kind of get a good idea of what that looks like.
Yeah.
And you can base your wardrobe, both your wig wardrobe and your clothing based on that. Perfect.
Yeah. I feel
This
like that's
is Jillian,
Love.
yeah, that just complements it.
So cute.
right?
So see
And
how it pops a little more? Like it just goes. Whereas earlier you were in that cooler with the khaki and the cooler tone, and now you're in this warmer with your warmer clothing, your warm hair.
I'm going to just put on, because I was thinking about what Chanel said with the contrast. So I'm going to put on a warmer brown sweater because I thought this would be a nice contrast to the hair.
Yeah. That's
Perfect.
gonna be really pretty.
Look, guys, this is exactly what we're talking about. So now that she has the brown, you can see all the way to the ends of the hair. It's not getting lost like in the color of the clothes. That looks so cute.
And I would switch up, say, to maybe put on, whoop, I'm like in a sea of hair over here. Earrings like this, which would be, more warm toned, and throw on some bracelets maybe.
So yeah, at that point, I would switch to gold.
Right.
I would switch to gold jewelry. And then I would switch to like warmer toned makeup as well.
Right. Like I could put on some peachy eyeshadow or something like that.
Yeah, with a peachy eyeshadow, with a peachy blush.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing too is to notice that like her hair is more reflective now too. So you can see a lot of that like warmth kind of pop out.
Yeah, you can really see it in this, right?
Yes.
Okay, here I am, all warmed up.
Yes. Look how cute.
Yeah.
I love that. That looks so great.
So this would be something I'd wear if I was going cooler, and I'd pull it out with like some kind of cooler jewelry.
Cooler tone like barrettes like this. So you can go on Amazon and just get like, cause you guys can see here how the little accessories will pop. So you have the warmer and the cooler. So
Yeah.
Sabrina is really cool. So she loves her like cooler tone blonde. Like she looks stunning in Catalina and like Palm Springs blonde. And you can see here her top is like a cooler tone.
Yeah.
Her highlights are cooled with like a more
Yes.
ashy color. So she would look really pretty in something like this.
Yeah.
Just because it does like pop her like cooler tones. So she does really well. But then she also will like make her cheeks a little bit more rosy. Her lips are a little bit more on the pink, like, but it still has a like a violety kind of undertone with her like mauvey kind of lip color that she does. So she really
Yes.
brings out some of those cool tones with the blush. And so yeah, this is would be something that you guys can use as well.
Love
Yeah.
it. Love
Yeah.
it.
Amazing. Okay. And I really like the light colored cardigan sweater that you showed. If you wanted to show it one more time, Franny,
I
just
can put it on.
would you put maybe a cool wig on after you put that on?
Great idea. Yes, I will.
Just so we can let's get all the styles. We brought it. We might as well show it.
Right? Okay.
I really like this combination. Honestly, it's really on brand for John Renault. I actually wore something super similar to this with
Oh,
a
really?
wig. Yes. And so I'm like, I just like this color so much. But okay, again, doesn't look terrible with the blonde, but wait until you see it. I want you to,
Right.
yeah, see it there and then wait till you see it with a cool color.
And I'll take off my gold earrings because we'll switch those too. Okay, this was my first John Renault wig. I love Ignite.
Oh, this is gorgeous.
This is Palm Springs Blonde.
Super cool. And look how good that pops.
And then I would throw it on maybe with these earrings, which
Yes,
are
you
nice
would.
and cool.
Yeah. Cool earrings, cool wig, cool tones in the clothing, silver. Look how good that looks.
How great is this that I can switch up these looks this quickly. You can't even do that with your natural bio hair, right? And put on the cooler bracelets with it. I would take these off.
That looks so good. Okay, I really love this look, and I just want to point out how much of a difference that sweater looks in the cool Palm Springs Ignite. Again, I'm not saying that it didn't look good in the other one, but now you're super, I mean, you're popping, you're standing out, you're shining.
And you know what I might do also is put on some like a lip color like this, just kind of see if I can do it in the camera. It's not easy, but
I love it.
Yeah, I can see it. Just kind of getting a little bit darker shade there.
a little bit of like the cooler pink
A
coming out.
little pink, yep.
Yeah.
And your makeup is pretty cool today.
Yeah.
So I think it all is tying in even to the rooted shade, right? Like even to the rooted. If you wanted to, you potentially could darken your eyebrows because of that dark root that Palm Springs Blonde has
Yeah.
to really
Yes.
blend it all in. But look how great it looks.
Thank you.
This is just proving our color theory that we're going through, which is those cool tones. So I'm really glad that you just tried that on.
Yeah, and what I want to say, what you brought up before, Sabrina, is just because you may have gold flecks in your eyes or whatever, you don't have to stick with warm. You can change things up to make other colors look better on you.
Absolutely. But I will say these tips and tricks I think are going to be very inspiring to those who are watching and who are like, I don't know where to start. Like, I need to figure out where to start. It's a great starting point at the end of the day. So this is great. All right, guys. So let's talk about fiber differences because I know we talked a little bit about this in our last episode, but this is really important. And I know Frannie has talked about it before, just that the fiber differences between a color and the different fibers does exist. So if you have one color like a Catalina blonde and heat-friendly human hair and synthetic, it will be a little bit different variation in each color. And so we'll hold this up for you. If you want to hold maybe synthetic and heat friendly, and we can talk a little bit about that. And then we also have human hair. So this is Catalina blonde. So see if I can get that as much. See how she's pulling a little warmer. So human hair and heat friendly are going to pull a little bit more warm. So I'm going to show you human hair and then I'm going to show you heat friendly. And then Chanel has synthetic, which pulls a little bit cooler. So heat friendly's slightly cooler than the human hair, but
Yeah,
still,
definitely.
but still warmer than the synthetic.
Yes. Wow. What a difference. You can really see that.
So let's hold them all together so they can see the actual difference. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
guys, you can see here that this is going to be more your true to tone. So this is going to be the coolest color. So that traditional synthetic is going to be the coolest tone. And then you have your heat friendly and then your human hair there. So the human hair has those underlying pigments of the warmer tone. So the reds, the oranges, and the yellows. That gold is really popping out through there versus the traditional synthetic here.
And the reason why it's so important is because you at home, you may be purchasing a synthetic piece and go, you know what? I'm ready to get my first human hair piece and the same color that I love in synthetic and order the human hair and go, oh, there is a little bit of a variation. So knowing that there's a variation in these fibers, I think is really important so that it can set your expectations. Let's go to styling warm and cool tones. Did you have another outfit that you could change into before we wrap up?
Sure. What would you like? Warm or cool?
Can we pull the rack out really quick? Let's go with the fun front sweater that you have.
This one?
Yeah.
This is Heidi and Catalina Blonde. And before anybody asks, I did not crochet this top, but I just loved it.
Oh my gosh,
cute.
it is so cute. I'm sorry, but I could not have this end without you being in that gorgeous crochet top because we wanted to show you this, how you can have fun with different colors and it doesn't just have to be a plain neutral. This is a super fun color. Look at her in the Catalina Blonde, has all these different pops of colors, neutral, warm, all of those things. So she looks great in Heidi and wanted to show you it in both a cool and a warm tone.
Right. And I switched to longer, cool earrings here. Some cool bracelets.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Love it.
She's on her way to the farmer's market.
Ready to go.
Going into spring, and we're coming into spring, so it's like perfect for that. I just feel like you need to be outside in like the sunshine where it's still a little cool, not too warm yet. Okay, so let's see. So she has all these cool tones. Let's see what you look like in a warmer tone with this top.
This next one is Shelby in Caramel Ribbon.
Gorgeous. Okay, should we change the jewelry?
Yes, we
Yeah,
should.
matching the steel. I love it. So having something, even like a top like this, you can be versatile with your wig wardrobe. So if you have different types of wigs, some warm, some cool, this is a really good example of a top that can pull both warm. And it also shows how hair does make a style look different.
Mm-hmm.
It looks
Definitely.
different than it did before.
Even the style of this, just changes it up.
Absolutely. So again, this is for you to mix and match and have fun. We're teaching you the basics. So if you're a first time wig wearer, you have somewhere to get started. But at the end of the day, make it fun, make it unique to you.
Okay, so I hope you all enjoyed this and you got something from it. Feel free to leave comments and questions below, and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. There's so much you can do with color and in making yourself feel better and look better. And thank you so much, Chanel and Sabrina. This was great. I was so looking forward to this.
Yes, this was amazing and more to come, right, Frannie? This is
Yes,
the end of it, more to come. So stay tuned. And we're just so happy to have joined you for this color series.
thank you. All right, bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.